Just like that, we are back. My name is True. Welcome to Green Room Radio. I am here with my homegirl, Little Rach.
What's up?
We got a very special guest in the building. Who's that special guest, Rach?
Shout out to Strick, or AKA Torlin Strickland. Let's go. What's up?
What is that? Torlin Strickland?
Torlin? You mean Torin?
Torin.
Yeah, Torin.
Don't be getting his name wrong. That's your.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She try to go government all
Yeah, you're
all
gonna throw the
wrong.
government name right off.
You gotta at least get it right. You're gonna go government.
Torin.
Yeah, Torin.
What's
Sorry,
happening, Strick? Thank you for coming through, man.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor. You hit me up. I'm glad I re-looked. Like I said, we get a lot of locals.
Right.
So I kind of skim and scam through them, and then I went back on yours. I was like, damn.
Nah, thanks, bro. For sure. I saw you doing
Quite
some cool
the.
That Rolling Stone article.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, so let's start with we're gonna start out with just a couple topics, just a couple local topics that popped up.
I like the space too, man. I mean, to tell you, the space is super dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of memorabilia in here, man. It's a good vibe.
A lot of like cool little shit. I always Hugh here started out as my handyman. He's been my day one.
Yeah.
And
day one ski.
Yeah. And every time I tell him, I'm like, I'm done buying shit. I buy more shit. We try to cram it in everywhere.
I definitely gotta find something. Get you some Strick shit in here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I usually tell people that.
Yes, we do.
Hey, right off the bat, I'm just gonna say this, man. Strick came with a rider. 60 episodes. He's the first one that came with it.
Hey, but we fulfilled it though.
We sure did.
I definitely did, man. I got my M&M cookies over here.
Got the M&M cookies.
Amigos. Got my grabber. Shout out grabber.
Shout out to them. They're a dope company. But man, I haven't done a rider thing. I don't. It might have been 2 decades for me. So it was kind of fun.
I used to do that myself as well. Back in the EDM scene.
Oh yeah,
on the East Coast.
Remember that one time that dude? It was crazy. I had little Rach with me out in LA, and it was this little crazy. He was actually Little Peep's tour manager.
Oh shit!
But he worked with a lot of electronic artists.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fine.
And so I bring her over to his house, and she's like, I know you.
Yeah.
And I'm
I was like, you look so familiar. I'm like, and he's like, oh yeah, you probably see me on TV. I was like, like,
pulled that one.
I was like, I don't know. And then we
figured it out.
Yeah,
listen, she worked for the rave company.
Yeah.
She was the one who drove the artist to the thing.
Oh, in the van.
So I picked up the artist,
like,
and
damn.
then he was like managing him. So he was in the back seat the whole time of my car.
Shout out to
oh my gosh.
his
this
name
was
is
years
Intense
ago.
Spence. So he's super intense about everything.
Dude.
Yeah,
And
that was like 2016.
Yeah, she's like, she was my driver. I'm like, damn, they
a long time ago,
they had pretty drivers in Baltimore, Maryland.
Crazy. Yeah, long live
That was
Peep
a good
too,
time.
man.
Yeah, long live Peep. Were you a Peep fan?
I didn't listen to a lot of his music, but obviously, like I caught on to it and was catching wind of what he was doing.
My thing was, I caught his documentary, and it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, actually, right now I'm working with a songwriter. She's super amazing. Her name's Fang, and she was like really cool with Pete.
Yeah.
So everyone check her out. She's coming really soon too. But yeah, definitely that's how I even got more connected to everything he was doing and appreciating more of his music.
Well, I definitely got to show you. We have a piece of memorabilia in this room over here that I showed you guys earlier. I don't know if you saw some sunglasses on thing.
I'm not sure.
Oh, there was some Hey, there were some sunglasses on that wall that I had nailed in. Those are Peeps.
Oh, fire! Yeah. That's crazy.
Got that from
dope.
him. Can you pull up, Hugh, real quick, that Colin Kaepernick story? That motherfucker still. You see this shit?
The comeback.
It said NFL Insider says Colin Kaepernick agent has contacted the New York Jets about returning to the league after Aaron Rodgers was injured. So Aaron Rodgers, which that was huge, went to the Jets.
Right.
I heard he took a lot of the Packers with him. He tore his Achilles. He's out for the year.
Damn,
Now you got this fucking goofball talking about he's going to come step in. I'm like, man, he needs a, I don't know.
Shit, man, put Colin back in, man. Let Colin do his thing.
Yeah,
man.
see, I mean, what other options they got out there? And I'm sure
There's a million better options than Colin.
Is it?
Hey, give us.
I fucking hate this guy.
Give one person, Hugh.
This guy. Okay, this.
Wait, do you not fuck with him for political reasons or because of his sport?
Okay,
do you think he's a horrible athlete?
Because
it's like
how are
those
you
are two
going to
different
take this guy seriously as a civil rights guy? This guy. real hood
shit.
come up here.
Damn.
Where'd you find this
I'm not
photo
gonna
at?
lie.
That's
Holy
his family photo. He's adopted. He grew
Oh
up
my
the
gosh.
whitest fucking family, and he only
I gave him
did the-
culture.
No, he only did the civil rights stuff.
Damn.
He was like getting cucked out by some guy, and his girl was into it, and he had to like fall in line with that. We had a guest on here that was talking about it, knew the whole story.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Plus,
Okay.
the second thing,
The more you know.
there is a little like personal vendetta. He was a UNR guy, and I know people who live here now that went to UNR. He was just a prick back in college.
What is UNR?
So-
Reno, right?
Reno, yeah.
Reno.
So, UNLV grad, I gotta, just hate this.
You gotta
guy for
stand your
that.
ground over
Damn.
here.
So fuck this dude.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't
he was-
never
he was
seen that
mediocre.
photo before. So
Yeah, he was mediocre when he was a player. He lost his job because he sucked. It wasn't because of the political stuff. It was because he was a middle of the road quarterback, and
Oh,
he wasn't
damn.
worth the circus wasn't worth
He just lucked out
fact
being
that
on
he
them
wasn't
49ers.
good.
Hey, but who'd they get rid of?
that's crazy.
Didn't they get rid of Garcia to let him be the start? Who was the guy who was whoever?
Alex Smith.
Oh yeah, Alex Smith was I think where did he go to KC?
This
I think-
picture's really tripping me out though, man. It's
It
really,
is tripping.
It's really like I was
that
really
changed how
thinking.
you
Yeah,
feel,
change.
man?
Yeah, we
Like
gotta-
this might be like
Hey,
some,
pull
this
up,
looks like a
what else we
stock
got on the
photo or
slides?
something.
Yeah, what else we
pull
what else we-
up my boy Corey Feldman.
You're stripping me out, dude. Oh my gosh.
Mr. Corey Feldman
Feldman.
files for legal separation from his wife. You guys might know Corey Feldman. He played on The Goonies, a bunch of
Yeah.
other shows.
Of course.
So he's one of my homies, but this is crazy. That's actually been his girl. She's a DJ for a very long time.
He's probably moving on to another girl.
Probably.
You know.
I don't
She
know
look
though.
Cool, though. I ain't gonna
No,
lie.
she
no,
is
no.
cool.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's
Yeah.
cool. But he has a little band. He tours
Hope
around
the
the
best
world.
for both of them.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
might have pulled some bullshit though. You never know what the hell going on.
Yeah,
man.
we have to get
Let's
You
come up
can't-
with our own story.
Yeah, we can't just keep girls in the kid like that. Sometimes they be
Dude
doing
looks like
bullshit.
Crispin Glover these days.
Oh shit.
And then we can go to. There's always something about Kanye, so we might as well touch on this real quick.
Where's that?
Oh man.
This
Wait,
guy
haven't
just.
you worked with Kanye before?
Yeah.
Look
Protect
at
your
this.
head at all costs.
Says Kanye West wanted to remove all windows and electricity from his home in Malibu. Project manager fired after fallout.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
shit, do what Kanye asking for, man. I should have took the windows. and
Wanted
shit
to
out.
remove all windows and electricity.
Well, you know what? It's
Yeah,
so
I
beautiful
don't even
there.
know
You probably
about
gotta-
this new Kanye anymore. I don't know.
Man, I fuck with all versions of Kanye. I can't even
Okay.
cap.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
we've I fucked with the
Okay.
young version of him. I've met him out
I
on
like the
the
old Kanye.
Yeah.
No, not the
Old
new
Kanye?
Kanye.
But again,
That's
did
what they say. You know, you ever go to a show and they're like, "Oh, who you like more? You like the old Kanye or the new Kanye?" The whole crowd says old Kanye.
Yeah,
That's bad.
but it's crazy though because a lot of
That is
the whole
bad.
crowd they may have never even met Kanye.
no,
part,
exactly.
that
They
is-
have never
yeah,
even
that
shook
is
a
true,
hand-
yeah.
shook his hand or even like been in the room with him. So
Don't even know who he
Of course,
actually
like you
is.
can
Yeah.
appreciate the old music versus the new music, but like him as a person,
Hey,
like, you don't even know.
you
what he
think
going through.
That's true. Yeah.
you think he would? What does
I
that
never
say?
met him personally, so
Kanye West, his naked buttocks as he and
Oh.
wife enjoy a very boat ride in Venice.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
they caught him getting a BJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
on
I
the
was gonna
boat.
say, yeah, what was up with
Oh,
that?
look at
Oh,
that shit. Look at
whoa! This
Oh,
is
man.
intense. Just,
I
well,
mean,
thank God they blurred
this.
it
That's
out.
your boy, Strick.
I mean,
Oh, he's
you
showing
know,
his-
it's
oh,
like-
wait,
it's
hang
rockstar
on.
lifestyle.
Hang on, is that boat? Is that like a see-through boat right there too?
Rockstar
Yeah.
lifestyle, man.
It just so happened to have a see-through panel.
Oh shit,
yeah.
I never even saw the see-through panel.
Yeah. What
Look,
the
he's
hell?
actually showing his like top half of his head.
I
I
don't
feel like
even
it's
know
always
what's going
covered
on
up
here.
now.
I feel like maybe he was just sagging right there, and they just caught him sagging, and then like they just ran.
No,
him.
he was- he was getting blown.
Hey, he's smiling under
Yeah.
that mask.
Yeah, he was getting some dome there.
What is he doing with his arm right there?
That's great support.
Hey, who you think would win in a fight though, him or Pete Davidson?
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, with that boy gay man, he kind of, he be working out and shit. So
Well, no, but the thing with Pete though, if he's suffering from depression, you don't want to fuck with them quiet people. Listen, bro,
Right.
I suffer from depression and anxiety, and so I always say it to people. I'm very quiet. I don't fuck with people. I stay
Right.
in my own lane. Don't fight. I always say don't play with people that don't want to be played with.
nah, I
So
agree
I
with
feel
that.
like in that case, Pete wasn't trying to get played with, but I'm glad they worked it out.
Yeah,
if
it
that's
seems like
what
they
happened.
reconcile whatever they got going.
Should at least slapped him one time.
It's crazy. It used to be cool. Like that's weird.
No, that's probably what it was.
Yeah, but
Uh,
they both fuck the same girls.
I don't
so,
like
you know,
the
they
I don't like
probably-
the fact that they
Yeah,
said
it's intense.
what was
Yeah.
it? Kanye couldn't get through with his security when he wanted to come in the house. Kim's security blocked him.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, just so you know, the security I fuck with, they wouldn't have been stopped by Kim Kardashian. They would have got ran. They would have got ran over like a
Right.
semi truck.
Mm.
And then pull up that story Hugh on the man, this guy that's been in hot pursuit, the fugitive that was.
Let me see.
He was on a 14-day manhunt.
Oh goodness, what do
Oh,
we have
shit.
here? What's
yeah,
going
so
on?
he broke out of prison, captured in
Oh wait,
Pennsylvania.
is that the kid that like climbed the wall?
I think
Yo,
so.
is he wearing
yeah.
an eagle?
I saw
fucking,
the
like,
kid that
hoodie
climbed
or
the
some
wall. I
shit?
don't know.
What
Is
the
this
fuck
the same guy?
Yeah, shout out to the
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Oh my
Pennsylvania.
gosh,
Is that
that's
where?
so
or no,
close to
Philly.
my home. Back in Maryland.
Shout out to-
Philly's in Pennsylvania, right?
Is
yeah,
Philly-
no one's in there. Yeah.
No, is Philly in Pennsylvania?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Philly. Yes, Philly is in
What
Pennsylvania.
you just saying?
Well,
I
yeah.
thought you said, "Is there anyone in Pennsylvania?" I was like, "Yeah, there's people. They do live there."
Oh, okay.
And then this is
But
kind
yes,
of crazy.
Philadelphia is in
It said
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania escaped prisoner has been captured. He was on a 2-week manhunt. Flip to that other picture, Hugh.
I only got some like unreleased Philadelphia Eagles shit on too. That's
Nah,
it.
I know. Wonder if he gets a shot. So listen, look at this. They said he
Survived
escaped
on
on watermelon. And now, what does that mean? Concealed poop during manhunt. So what does that mean? He
wait.
picked up his own shit. So he
Covered
didn't
it up
have
like
to
a dog. He
poop,
covered
I
it up
guess.
like a dog. Nah, he concealed it. He
Wait.
covered it up like so that way, you know what I'm saying? He got to cover his tracks, man. He probably was, you know what I mean? Trying to make sure no folk don't
Oh
get
yeah,
on.
because he was digging
Where-
a hole
where
every
was he?
time he
Where
had
was
to
he
take a
getting that
shit.
watermelon from, though?
Yeah, that's what I want to know,
Yeah,
man.
like I mean, they said survived on watermelon, so he had to go to some patch or something. And
Yeah, I
steal-
probably stole a few.
stole a few, but yeah, but that's all I-
Watermelons are heavy as
That's
fuck
that's-
though. Like I can't be traveling on like on
No, I
some
know.
fugitive shit trying to tote a watermelon. That shit crazy.
But think about it. You got like a backpack. You can at least put like 2 watermelons in there.
Hell no.
You could survive off 2 watermelons for 14 days if you like use it sparingly. I guess.
I think I could.
I don't know if I could.
I don't know. Maybe
that's
maybe
it.
he
And then
carried
Hugh-
like 1 or 2 of them. You know, maybe.
Hugh, can
maybe
you
he
throw
like
up
4,
his
you know?
14
days. It's not that long.
Strick's logo? we got to talk about this logo. What does this mean, man?
Oh,
No,
the
this is-
royal family.
Yeah, this is the Crown and Sword logo.
Okay.
You know, like the royal family. That's me. That's all my supporters. Anybody that's involved with what we got going on. So
So you even call
Yeah,
that
I
the
saw that.
your supporters? You call them the
yeah,
royal
my
family?
supporters. You're in the royal family. If you know what I'm saying, support me. You want to be a part of what I got going on. You see the vision. Like you in the royal family. Like it
I
ain't just me.
saw.
I'm not just the only king. You know what I'm saying?
Got
And you're
it.
like half related, quarter related, semi related to Tupac, or just by
Oh, yeah,
just by
yeah.
marriage.
Technically, yeah,
Wow.
by marriage. Like
Yeah,
my
I did
my,
think
my
I
read
aunt, my aunt, she has 2 kids, and one of the kids, their father is actually Tupac's uncle.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of crazy. So yeah, if they would have gotten married, then like yeah, it would have been through marriage. But unfortunately, since there was no marriage, but definitely, I found that out actually because I was living in Germany at the time when Tupac
Yeah.
passed. And,
You were like a little kid at that time.
Yeah, and my cousin
That's
had came to
crazy.
visit me because she was studying abroad, and so she came to visit me in Germany. I was living in Germany at the time, and they actually sent her a flight to come back to America, go to the funeral, and that's how she found out
Yeah.
herself.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was like, man, but I kind of, I sparingly kind of tell the story, because everyone's like, oh my God, no way, but
Right.
it's crazy, even,
That's just a part of
Afeni-
you.
well,
That's just a
yeah.
part of your life.
Right, and it's kind of ironic, but long live Afeni as well. His mother, she grew up, spent a lot of her time in North Carolina, in Lumberton, North Carolina, actually where I was born. So
Here's an interesting fact that I just heard. Tupac, yesterday was actually the anniversary, September 13th,
Shut
of when
the
he was
fuck
shot.
up.
Oh, here.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Dang,
I
the
put it-
timing of that one.
yeah, crazy.
I put it in my phone.
I'm a firm believer of timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Every time I pass that spot on Koval, I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Like,
Hey,
Right.
what
I know it
was
happened
really
here in Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what was really crazy was we. I mean, again, everything in Vegas is on camera, so I don't understand how some of these, things are pulled off, and there's cameras on every goddamn
Money.
light. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so I ended up later on down the road. Shout out to my boy Mayweather was backing me. We actually bought that club.
oh,
That it was called 772 or whatever, and the last 2 people that owned it, it was I mean that were on the lease. It was Suge Knight and Tupac co-signed for him. So what we were gonna do, the back parking lots, there was 3 parking lots, and they zoned it for 40,000 people. So the police, we were gonna call it True, the real underground, and we were gonna make it an after hours. And so we partnered with these guys from Dubai. Long story short, these guys from Dubai didn't really have the money. We had a ton, we were about $1 million in. The inside of that place right now is phenomenal. But what we were gonna do, the police, it hadn't been opened since that incident.
Right.
So they would come in gang unit almost every day, and they're like, if you play one hip hop song at any time, it's over. And so I
Wow.
had Floyd, and we were just going to do the EDM. So what we were going to do is outdoor music festivals, little ones, and then when they end it, you come in for after hours. But I mean, they were, the police were all over us, but it was crazy. We had $1 million in. They were supposed to have their $1 million. They didn't. I didn't have $1 million. I had $250,000 invested. But what was crazy was it was right before Mayweather was fighting Pacquiao. And so these guys, we found out, we thought we were buying the building, the property, everything. Well, one of these guys from Dubai, their cousin already owned it. So it was never even for sale.
Oh, shit.
So it was like a really crazy, whack deal. But long story short, they turned this shit. They were like, basically like, just how about you give us our money back? They had a little money in, and we'll just walk away. And Mayweather's like, no, you're gonna walk away, and we're just gonna take the club. So it got all tied up in court. We ended up, Mayweather's like, we'll get that money.
Right.
I mean, he had it within days after the Pacquiao fight. We got that money back. But the weird thing is they ended up turning it into a fucking gay bar, and it had my fucking name on the fucking sign.
So you own a gay bar now.
Yeah, and then they weren't paying people. And
That's true spot.
This is what, this is when people were hitting me on Facebook, like, bro, you own a gay club, and then even outside of that, they weren't paying. They weren't paying the employees.
This is great.
I had employees hitting me up like, you owe me, I didn't get paid. So then I was going to sue him, but it would have cost him more money. But
It
I was
actually
going to
got
sue him
serious.
for using my name for the gay bar.
Oh, yeah, for certain.
I was like,
Yeah,
what is going
that
on?
is true. Yeah.
So they just tried to, since they already owned the land and everything, them guys just tried to keep it going. And it ended up, it turned into another gay bar, but an actual big one. They have one, I guess, in L.A. called Hamburger Mary's. They ended up buying it, but I think
Hamburger Mary's.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I thought you
one
were gonna say
heck
it
of a
turned into
name.
Girl Collection. I was like, oh shit,
Oh,
this is a
Hamburger
good story about
Mary.
Girl Collection.
It's like a drag.
Sounds
bar.
yummy.
Yeah,
it's
is it
I
still
need it.
is it still open today, Hugh?
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it. I
That's
tell you what,
that's
man.
exactly what I would think of
we,
the Hamburger Mary.
I mean, everybody who knows Mayweather, we had gold-plated toilets, everything. I mean,
There's always something exciting.
that place was a shithole. We bought the sound system from what was that, Space in Miami. That was like an epic sound system. They came, put it in. We put a lot of work, and then the cool thing was we had a part where that was going to be a sushi bar, and it had all of Tupac's quotes and like framed like on a felt. It was super.
That's
Yeah, so
sick.
when you'd go in the
Yeah.
bathroom, all the doors were like rounded, but it said "Picture me rolling."
Oh yeah.
For after hours, I was like, so we had it
Sick,
popping. So
yeah.
those guys came in, they got a free $1 million reno.
damn, that's
Fuck.
crazy.
Yeah.
How do I get that?
Let's go back to the beginning, Strick.
Yeah, of
where
course.
it all started, man. You're a military guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
You know, I had graduated college. I went to High Point University in North Carolina, majored in English lit. And then when I graduated college, I just joined the Air Force. My grandma actually was like, the Air Force will make a man out of you.
So you went to college first, and then
Yeah, I went to college first. I got a bachelor's. I graduated college 4 years.
What you said in North Carolina?
North Carolina, yeah, High Point University.
Yeah,
Shout out to High Point University.
I lived in Wrightsville Beach
Oh,
for
fine,
about
yeah.
8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, North Carolina is my home state. So yeah, I went to college there at High Point. Joined the Air Force. The Air Force was paying for my MBA actually, so I was getting a master's in business
Fuck yeah.
administration.
That's
ended up
always
doing-
good to hear.
That's
yeah,
dope.
ended up doing healthcare administration in the Air Force. And I
you
was
said-
stationed here at Nellis.
Yeah. So were you here the full term?
Yeah, I was here my whole time, 3.5 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I was-
how was that? I mean, was everybody running off to the strip? I mean, you could be in a lot worse places. And
Yeah, it was
Las
cool
Vegas.
Oh,
because
for
like,
sure.
like for me, I put everything, you get to pick like 8 stateside places, 8 places like overseas. So I just picked all the places that were the furthest from North Carolina just because I just wanted to
Something different.
see the world.
Yeah.
man.
And so I ended
totally.
up getting lucky. And it was crazy. The year, it was like, I think 2008 or something. It was like the first time it had snowed in Vegas in like forever. And so I remember when they told me that, hey, you're going to Vegas, I was like, what the fuck? It just snowed in hell. Like, that's crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going
Like,
to Vegas.
well,
Like, this is crazy.
That's
So,
where I'm going.
But it ended up being cool.
I've met a lot of really cool dudes out here that were stationed there. And what was funny, where I came from in Michigan, these recruiters had a thing they called it the Dream Team. So anybody that was a big athlete, they had us marked out from the jump.
Yeah.
And I remember I was getting recruited, but they were trying to recruit me for the Marines.
But
And
you were killing it at soccer, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
was, and it was crazy because my soccer team was horrible, and I was defense. But I still ended up getting a full ride. And what was funny is UNLV was one of the prospects, and I came here, and it was crazy because I walked around and I was like, I feel like this is like a high school, and then you go somewhere, like a UCLA, and you're like, damn, you're really in the house there. And
Right.
what was crazy was my suite mate was Cade McNown. He ended up being the football player for the quarterback. He was a quarterback for UCLA, but he went on to play for the Bears.
Okay.
And then didn't something huge happen just recently? Like, I didn't keep in touch with him, but his wife got caught stealing a purse
Oh shit.
just recently. So I'm like,
Oh,
I don't know what
gosh.
happened, but at the time, we had suite mates too, and it was Charles and Ed O'Bannon. I don't know, you remember those names?
Yeah.
Those dudes are So they
Bannon brothers.
Yeah, Ed lives out here.
yeah they
He's
actually
in
they
Henderson.
actually both of them sell cars for Finley.
Damn.
They got jobs and
I think didn't Wayne have like a really famous line like "leave you missing like the fucking old Bannons" or something like that? I think he said that.
really
I'm pretty sure he did. We have to Google it, Hugh. Find out from me. But Wayne,
little Wayne
He said-
have you missing like the
yeah,
old
he said,
Bannon.
leave you missing like the fucking old Bannons.
Those guys were gods when I was in school, and I mean we were connected to their room, so it was pretty dope experience out there. But yeah, I came here and they were like same thing. The Finley group out here, automotive,
Right.
they go for dream teams, so they try to handpick a lot of like big athletes. And
Oh, wow.
I heard those guys
To
just
help
sit
their
back in an
sales.
office and make hundreds of thousands.
Oh, for
doing
sure,
jack
dude.
shit.
It's a
Oh,
good
damn.
business.
Yeah,
Sales period.
Sales, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
yeah. Cars is a grind, but
Mm-hmm.
drug sales are good though.
Yeah, there you go.
What does I say? I'll leave you missing like the fucking O'Bannons.
Yeah. I
Damn.
don't know if those are the same
Mm.
people, but
It,
yeah.
it
I
probably
think it is.
is. That the same people? Yeah.
You know, Wayne, he don't miss.
No, that's what I'm saying too. Those guys.
You
I
ever
mean,
got the chance to work with him?
No, I have not.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
not yet.
Not
shout out-
yet.
Shout out to Wayne though.
I just saw he was at. I got an invite to the Chanel West Coast birthday. Shout
Oh,
out to her.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I
Fuck,
didn't go.
true.
But goddamn, little Wayne showed up. Damn it, man.
that would have been dope.
Yeah. So he showed up for her birthday last weekend. And so from the Air Force, so you did. Hang on. So you kind of did a. Aren't you supposed to do? You're supposed to do the. Oh yeah. So going back to the military.
Okay, yeah.
I got recruited by one of the people that recruited me that I really liked was West Point Military Academy,
Oh, wow.
and I wanted to go
That's
there
a
just
good
because I
one.
knew I needed the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
when they told me you automatically had to do 2 years in the military, my dad was Air Force,
Okay.
but he just said he didn't want. He was like, you don't want to do that,
Right.
And the reason being is he was like, basically, you go in whatever you go in, Marines, Army, whatever.
Right.
You're basically for fighting for something that has nothing to do with shit.
Right.
So he was kind of against that whole thing. So that's actually why I turned them down. Was I was just like, I'm not going to agree to sign to 2 years right after college to do the military. But I know a lot of people. Did you get grants back from doing college first? Did they give you any money?
I came in with higher rank because I was in the college first.
Oh, okay.
Did you come in as an officer?
I didn't go to officer school. I came in actually enlisted. I was going to go to officer school, but I was doing COD, which is basically like when you do healthcare. It's basically like the healthcare, the lawyers, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So I came in and enlisted first because I was going to go into COD, which is basically like the officer program for the medical fields and other type of professionals. But then I just ended up getting out the military before I even went to COD.
So
How do you-
how many years did you?
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
So
How do you feel how do you feel like the military shifted and shaped you over time?
I mean, I think that I was already a pretty disciplined person, but I
I
think
was
my
gonna say
grandma
you
was
seem
right.
you seem really disciplined.
Thanks. Yeah, but I think my grandma was like right when she said it to make a man out of me, and I think joining the Air Force just was another opportunity for me to see the world and kind of like grow and develop. So for sure, I think it gave me a lot of direction, gave me a lot of responsibility. Like I said, I came in with a lot of more rank than a lot of people. So immediately, I was, kind of president of a lot of clubs, and I had like 500 airmen that, jump out of a plane
Oh,
and do
wow.
whatever I needed them to do at any time.
You
So-
ever jump out of a plane?
No, I never did. No, I never did. But just that responsibility
scary.
of knowing that you've got, 500 people that just listen to
Like
you or do
shit.
whatever, you're the leader. It kind of like, for the right person, I think it gives you a sense of responsibility. And it kind of like made me be like, okay, I'm not going to overuse this power, but instead I want to make sure that I actually lead them the right way. So I think it developed a lot of leadership skills. for
I
sure.
love that.
Yeah, no,
That's
I saw
awesome.
that and I was like, man, so you went from college to the military to
Air Force, right?
So,
Yeah, Air
so
Force.
did you leave Vegas and you went to Atlanta?
Yeah.
What,
after I got
what,
the Air
what
Force,
got you out there? What made you want to
My
go to
family
Atlanta?
had actually moved to Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So the real reason why also too I went to the Air Force was because my mom and my dad were moving to Atlanta. And I didn't want to kind of be like the college kid sleeping on the couch, like looking for a job too after college and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I basically just kind of like wanting to start my independence and stuff like that. So I just joined the Air Force. And so when I moved to Atlanta after the Air Force, I hadn't seen like my family. I'm my mom's only child. I'm my mama's boy. Shout out to my mom.
Hey.
Is your mom and dad still together?
It's actually my stepdad, but he married her when I graduated high school. So they've been married
Okay.
now for like 15, almost 20 years or something like that.
That's awesome.
You consider him your dad?
Yeah, of
or-
course. Of
Okay.
course. Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely. He stepped in. He stood up.
Yeah.
He's
Shout
always
out to
there to give me
them.
advice.
What about your dad?
Yo, my dad, he's a different story. He's like, routine criminal, I guess, or something like that in a way.
Yeah. She was
I've-
telling me something about
Yeah,
that.
I only
so
met him like once, like my whole life. It was,
And
like, my high
where
school
does he live?
graduation. Right now he's in New York, but he just got arrested again, which is crazy.
Oh.
So it's like kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, it's a sad thing. He was in for a long time.
Mm.
Got out. He was in maybe like 10 plus years. Got out for maybe like 2 years. Went back. Got out.
Mm.
Was in maybe for like 5 or 6. Got out again, and then just recently just went back again.
That's what I had. I had an
Yeah.
uncle that do that. I think once you get institutionalized, you don't realize. Again, you don't even know how to live in the outside world.
Yeah, it's
so
kinda
you
crazy.
feel more comfortable. So I think they definitely need to do something with that. Someone needs to do some.
Yeah, which
sort
is
of-
crazy because every time like something good would happen to me, it would be like he was either just getting out of jail or going to jail. It'd be like a little movie. Like I remember when I first got my record deal and I signed with Thug. After I got the deal, it's like literally that same week. It's like, oh, your dad's released from jail. I'm like, yo, this is a fucking movie. I get signed
It
to a
is.
major record deal and my dad's free from jail. Like when the call's gonna start?
How did you?
Yeah.
How did you run into him? I mean, when you first got out there and started doing music? Who were you working with?
But when I first got to Atlanta, I was kind of like just moving around solo, kind of just doing. I got this company called Foundation 86, which is obviously a branch of Crown and Sword now. But we did business and branding solutions, so we developed like apps, websites. We basically like I was kind of like, yo,
Yeah,
if I
you're a
can't,
smart
if
guy.
I can't be a
Yeah.
rapper, I was like, I'm gonna own a company or own a business or like do something.
And you
in
did
the
that like
entertainment
you were a
industry.
physician, like you owned your own business. And
I
you
had a
like
primary
physicians
care center
under
that I
you?
was the administrative of. So I
Yeah.
had like physicians
Oh,
working
wow.
for me, like 2
Yeah.
like 6 medical assistants, 2 like real physicians, and we saw like
It's crazy you
50
said that.
patients a
There's
day.
this guy out here, this Asian dude, super baller at all the clubs.
yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck does this guy do? And he's like, they're like, he owns like 8 urgent cares.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, is he a
Clinics is where it's
doctor? And
at.
they're like, no. And I'm like, you can just set,
How'd
up
you fall on that line?
Well, I'm like,
yeah.
you can just set up an
Right.
urgent care and
Yeah, you can just set the clinics up. It's definitely very lucrative. Yeah.
wow.
So,
Yeah,
so when I
that's
was
crazy.
in Atlanta, I was just kind of just doing like my own thing like that, already making money. But Atlanta was kind of the mecca of hip hop at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is around 2012. So I mean, like everything's kind of starting to blow
And
up.
were you writing before you were actually rapping?
Before I started, when I professionally started doing rap, it was like 2016. I started out, writing a lot more for people, but around, 2012, I've kind of been rapping since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like part of my destiny. There's pictures of me at like 7 years old with like a guitar and like standing in front of a microphone.
That's
so,
cute.
So I think it's just like, you see pictures of Kobe Bryant at a young age
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
basketball. It's like, it's just kind of how it is. You know what I'm saying? You have to start
Yep.
believing in yourself, grow into your destiny, be kind of pushed in the right direction.
Yes.
So I think it was always something
Yes.
I was meant to do, but it was a lot of times I was focused more on stability and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fair.
No,
Survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally
That's
get
most
it.
important. Did you being out in Atlanta? Did you ever were you ever approached by any of Luda's people that disturbing the peace or any?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Did you know a DJ named JC? That was his DJ. It
I'm
was
not
Luda's
sure.
DJ. He ended up, I think Luda got rid of him midway through his career, but I know he's on a big station out there, so I don't know if that would.
Yeah, I know. Like when I first moved to Atlanta, I was running into so many people, and so many people were like connected to,
Yeah,
DTP
everybody-
or this or that. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
can't. I never would.
This
approach
might
the
have
work.
been before your time, but I did a little bit of work with MC Breed,
Oh, yeah,
featuring your
MC
front.
Yeah.
And we actually went out. Who did we work with out there? Not Timberland. Who's the other guy? Damn, I can't.
Jermaine
believe-
Dupri?
No, not Jermaine Dupri. Damn, I'm gonna have to come back to that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
me and Breed went out there and we actually did a song called "In the Club." Look up who the producer on "In the Club" was. I cannot believe I'm shooting me for
It's okay.
forgetting who this is.
Right.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. But I mean, Atlanta's popping. I mean, Atlanta now is.
Atlanta.
And then you had T.I. Did you ever fuck with any of those people?
Yeah, of course. Like T.I.'s dope. We work with him a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's always super cool
Oh,
when I see him.
got it. Jazzy Faye.
Oh yeah, Jazzy Faye.
Sorry, Jazzy Faye. Yeah, so
Legend.
me and Breed was like, yo, you want to ride out and we're gonna, I want to do a song with Jazzy Faye, and I was like, hell yeah. So he did a song in the club, but something interesting about Breed is, Tupac was moving around a lot before, obviously he was basically carrying the bags for Digital Underground.
Right.
Breed had that song, Ain't No Future in Your Front, and Tupac came and lived with him for a year.
Oh,
So he did that song with Breed, I Gotta Get Mine. But it was super strange because while they were out there, I mean, Breed had tons of photos of them. But Tupac had went to jail because he got caught stealing a hat from Lids. So I'm just like,
That's
damn.
so funny.
But rest in peace, Breed. He was one of my real
that's
tight
dope.
homies. But Jazzy
Wow.
Faye,
Yeah, Jazzy Faye. Yeah, super legend. I never had a chance to work with him either, but
is he still in
definitely crossed
Atlanta?
it. I believe so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's working with some R&B singers right now that I actually know. But he's a legend. I'm sure people are still going to fuck with him.
Yeah. So then, how did you get in the camp with Young Thug, and then was somebody bring you in, or what?
No, not technically. Like I was already moving around Atlanta, like I said, kind of making a name for myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of with my company and everything. We were already like helping people do big business and big branding and things like that. And ended up kind of just running into the Jeff, and then kind of just like seeing each other in the city, kind of like hey, bye, being cordial or whatnot. But then around like 2016, when one of my buddies that I was working with, TM88, he ended up becoming Jeff's DJ. So when he
So
started,
Jeff is Young Thug.
yeah.
Okay.
So when he started DJing for him, then that's when we kind of built more of a stronger bond, because we were
Yeah.
basically together every day and going on tour and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that era. So so Young Thug? What was his label called? Was it
Young Stoner Life.
YSL?
No, yeah, Young Stoner
Stoner.
Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not see. A lot of these people. I always tell people, man. I'm like, when I stop traveling and touring, I don't watch TV,
Right.
and I barely listen to music. So
Oh yeah.
a lot of these people, I always tell people, I'm like, man, don't get upset if I don't know who you are. I'm just
Oh,
like,
no,
I don't.
of course.
I'm like, I just kind of isolated myself for a while, but music has changed a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
actually, like Strict is like low key big, right? I mean, dude, you've done.
Yeah, I don't think
so-
you're talking about
you've
me
done
when you're saying
so
that. No, I-
much.
I-
no,
I'm a
seriously.
tycoon for sure.
No,
Yeah.
you've done so much. Like
Thank you.
all the hit songs that you've wrote.
Thank
like
you.
seriously, that's really awesome.
Oh yeah, I meant
And
to
you
ask-
just won that award for like the best composer for
The Grammy, I got the
The
Grammy.
Grammy,
nomination.
okay,
the Grammy nomination was
yes.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
I saw that.
was
That's
that
really
did I hear,
awesome.
Did I hear? So I thought I heard somebody say Young Thug had two different albums. Were you on both?
Yeah, I was on.
He got 2 Grammys on 2
Well,
different albums.
Well, the Grammy was actually for Future's album.
Future.
Mhm.
The album
I
I,
Never
Never
Liked
Liked You.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the song Keep It Burning featuring Kanye West. So shout out to Ye.
Hey.
Shout out to Pluto for sure. But no, the 2 albums that I was on for Thug was actually Slime Language 2. Slime Language 1 as well also, but Slime Language 2 went #1, and then Punk, which was his last solo album before Business is Business, and I went #1 on that too. I'm on the first song called
Fuck
Die
yeah.
Slow.
So Future's out of ATL.
Yeah, Future's
Yeah.
on ATL.
What
for
do,
sure.
what do you think about him?
Incredible.
Did he
Yeah.
did he take Bow Wow's girl or what?
I don't even know.
I
Like
thought I
shit.
thought I
Pluto
no, I
take
thought
a
I.
lot of girls.
I'm
man.
just saying. I thought I heard. I thought
So
I
ain't
heard.
no telling.
Yeah, I thought I heard
What?
Future is
Girl.
with Sierra now. I don't know if that's
Nah,
valid.
yeah, you definitely being out the loop for a second.
they're not together.
Nah.
No.
She was a little
Okay.
behind.
Hey, no,
It's
well, hey,
okay.
I saw
too.
Sierra. I saw her perform at Lovers and Friends. I didn't think it
Okay.
was a fabulous, but I mean, I think she was trying to do a A-list Future performance, and she's not an. I don't really put her in that A-list category, but
Right.
she was okay. She looked a little different. So they were just a pass. What was that called? A hit and run?
Nah, I definitely think it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know the whole details of the relationship. But yeah, but
I was
know they're
mad
not
as hell
together
when
anymore.
I heard Sierra back in the day was with Bow Wow. I was like, what?
Damn,
I was like,
yeah.
you just lost all your street
Yeah,
credit.
Sierra with Bow Wow. Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
hear about that. I never even knew.
Did you? So I know a guy, a producer, who worked, I think, on one of Thug's songs.
Oh,
did
shit.
you know Brian Lee? Oh, Asian guy.
Does he have a nickname?
He might, but he's an Asian dude. He's out of Chicago. Very interesting guy. I'll tell you some things about him off of the air.
Oh shit, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, but Brian Lee definitely won a Grammy with Thug.
Oh,
For
fire.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I don't know on what song, but it was really crazy, man. I had a really crazy meeting with this guy. I had somebody, you know how many people flow in and out, and I had somebody like, yo, this dude really wants to meet you, man. and he's at Aria, and I'm like, yo, I ain't going to nobody's room. Like, you crazy, man? I'm not that guy.
Right.
And then they're like, he said he'll give you $1,000 if you come up there. And then
Shit,
that
meet me in the lobby, bro. I got you.
yeah, well that freaked me out even more. But when I got up there, apparently he had he had his own band, kind of like punk style, kind of like a Green Day. But he had I think he said he had written like, I don't even know, like over 10 songs for R. Kelly.
Oh shit.
But he told me some pretty disturbing stuff about that. And then I know he started bouncing around with like Post Malone. He definitely did stuff with Thug.
Oh shit!
But his name is Brian. Yeah. But bro, listen, I go in this guy's room and he's like all like zooted out.
But Asian guy, right?
Asian guy.
Yeah, I fucking know him. He's fucking lit though. He writes like a motherfucker.
He writes
he's
like a
talented as shit.
motherfucker, bro.
That's dope.
Actually, come fuck with me, bro.
Listen,
Hey.
yeah, I got his number. He's been on my list. But
sick
listen to this. I would never do something like that. And I went up there and he's like, here, have a seat. And so I'm like sitting in this dude's room, like looking at him, like, what is this dude? And he's blasting rails and shit. And he was just like, yo, man. He's like, he's like, in this date, I came up and tried to say what's up, and you fucking dissed me. And then he's like, I just wanted to tell you that's fucked up. And I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't even know who you are, but I'm like, I've never dissed anybody in my life. And I said, so whatever happened at that moment, I said, I can't recall.
I wasn't a
But
part
he
of
was
it.
like yelling at me. And then the craziest thing he said to me, and we'll go deeper with it later, but the craziest thing, he's like, yeah, man. He's like, you just thought you were hot shit. And he's like, he goes, but let me ask you this. He's like, who turned you the fuck out?
That's what he said.
That's what he said to me.
Shit.
And I'm sitting there just like, I'm like, man, I got to get out of here, man. I'm like, this guy, I don't even know what this meeting,
I don't know where this is going to go.
Yeah,
I got to get the fuck
right.
out of here.
And then, bro, he went down this road that R. Kelly turned him out and went down all these things. And I'm just like, I'm like, hey, man, I got to get out.
The rabbit hole.
I got to get out of here. But it was crazy because
See
he goes, I don't even fucking follow you on Instagram. And I'm like, bro,
that might be better for me, man.
yeah,
I'm glad you don't, man.
so you know what he said? He goes, so when I was explaining everything to him, I'm like, listen, bro, I'm sorry if that happened to you. I don't really understand why we're even having this talk. And I was like, but I'm glad to meet you. I don't know what happened.
Right.
And then he goes, you know what, man? He's like, he's like, I'm going to add you on Facebook now. I mean, on IG. And he's like, yeah, I purposely didn't follow you. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like you were.
Hey, Mr.
But
Lee,
I,
man, get your shit together,
But
bro.
serious
hey,
shit.
so the next day I thought it was like a dream. I'm like, did that shit really happen? And then I look on his page, and bro, he's like Grammy writing for everybody. Post star after star after star,
dope.
and I'm like, yo, this dude was like, I thought he was just a fucking nut, and he wasn't. And he said, he did a lot. He started with R. Kelly. But he branched and off. I was seeing him for a long time with Post Malone running around.
A lot of shit for Post.
And then I think I saw him at the Grammys with Thug. I think he was actually sitting right next to him.
Really?
I don't know what year or what song. Yeah, I'm not even, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I know the music.
Totally.
Young
Yeah.
Thug is actually, huge. I can't name a song just because, like I said, I
Of
don't.
course.
It's
And
not
I
my,
can't think of what name it is. Stone.
but I know it's I know it's dope. That whole crew. But yeah, that was a weird experience. But Brian Lee is one hell of a producer.
Yeah, no, he's dope. And crazy thing about like R. Kelly, which is this funny random R. Kelly story, a song that I actually did before I co-wrote this song with Jeremiah. It's this song called.
Oh damn, Jeremiah.
Yeah, it was for K. Michelle, and it's called Takes Two. And somewhere along the lines, I don't know what happened, but there was some interpolation or something, not on my part, but maybe on the beat or something. When the publishing came out, R. Kelly got like 40% of the publishing. I'm like, yo, where the
Oh,
fuck did R.
shit.
Kelly come from? I'm like, yo, he wasn't in the room. Like, what the fuck? So that's when, like, that was one of the first times when I like had wrote a really big record and I did a majority of the song, and I was kind of thinking, hey, I'm finna, be pretty set with this record. And next thing you know, R. Kelly comes through 40%. I'm like, holy
Dang.
shit.
Oh.
And he was in jail too. I think it was around the time he had just like got locked up and shit. I'm like,
Oh,
coming for that shit.
okay.
Yeah.
He's strong arming
Okay.
girls and music.
I ain't know
The
what
timing
hell
of that
going on.
one.
Yeah, what was crazy? So Super James used to be on our show. He's Baby Bash's DJ, but something that was crazy. He was on the radio 15 years, and I always would tell him like, man, you never give me tickets to go anywhere or whatever, and he gives me show tickets to fucking R. Kelly and Pitbull. I'm like, so I'm glad I got to see R. Kelly's last. It was my first and last, but I mean, he was fucking.
I bet it was dope though.
It was dope. Him and Pitbull both were like, it was him, Pitbull, and Enrique, which is kind of a weird little trio, but they're all three of them.
How the hell did Enrique end up in there?
I have no idea. You know, Enrique's
You talking
still.
about Iglesias, right?
Yeah, he's.
The
Hey,
fuck?
is that the son?
I mean, that's
Enrique.
what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't know which one's the dad and who's the son. Hugh.
Are they both named Enrique?
Enrique
Iglesias. Is it two of them?
I think there's a son. It's the younger one.
I mean, I only know
I just
about
don't-
one.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's his son's name. He's like the little good-looking dude, but he was doing some super funny shit at the concert too.
Yeah, that sounded like that concert or some shit that.
Yeah,
it sounded like some shit going on in that motherfucker. Pitbull and R. Kelly.
Bro, it was crazy. The
Julio's the
I'm throwing
dad.
it back.
Julio's his dad, and what's the son's name?
Enrique.
Enrique.
Okay.
So Enrique's just that good-looking dude, and bro, I shit you not, on stage pulled up a dude to freak with him. And I'm like, this is a
Wait, to
perfect place.
freak with them.
And this was before I even knew anything about R. Kelly. So R. Kelly didn't have this reputation yet
Right.
of doing this whatever. And I mean, his show, and what was weird was, I want to say, the Enrique was like the biggest. He was the headliner.
Right.
It went R. Kelly went first, then it went Pitbull. The thing I didn't like about Pitbull is when he switched up and started wearing suits. I mean, it's
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
but it's kind of weird to see some dude rapping in a suit.
In a suit,
But
yeah.
yet he
Yeah,
killed
it's a
it.
different
I mean,
look.
I mean, I don't know who put that tour together, but it's kind of an odd tour. But I mean, it was sold out, and they were all dope.
Right.
Still got that
Yeah, one
money.
thing about Pitbull, I got to shout out too, is that,
Yeah.
the evolution of Pitbull and the
Yeah.
way that he kind of took himself from,
Especially
really
out of
being a
Miami.
Miami. Yeah,
Yeah.
Miami 305 straight street rapper.
Hard, yeah.
To like, international pop star and using that to his
Yeah.
advantage. So definitely like the suit would have threw me off, but I think again, it was part of the branding and it ended up working.
Yeah. Oh no, he's still. I mean, all of them. Even R. Kelly, the dancers, even the dancers with Pitbull. The whole show overall was it was massive.
Yeah, that's fire. I
it was
love
a- it was a-
showmanship.
It was a big performance.
Like,
It's kind of crazy. I remember just being so fucked up in there. I was like, and then in Super James, she was
Oh,
like,
that's
"Hey,"
great.
he's like, "You wanna come meet Enrique?" I was like, "No."
You're like, nah, I
But
see what Holmes
no.
just
Hey,
did.
the girl I was with,
No, thank you.
she's like, "I want to meet him." I'm like, "Go ahead and meet him." And
Right.
so she got her little picture with him, but I'm like, "Don't forget, he brought a dude up on stage. He didn't bring no girl up there."
Damn,
Oh,
You gotta
shit.
put it down, man.
Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
It went down.
Rachel's so funny, man.
yeah, little Rach
Okay,
over there.
Thank you. I don't know. Just kidding.
So what is
I
this that
love
you're
it.
wearing? I heard you guys talking
He's
about.
got this like cool sweater
Yeah,
jacket
it's like
on.
it's like the one when you're rolling, you just want to put your head on it, just like.
Oh
"Whoop."
yeah, this is actually from my boys over at Cease and Desist, man. Shout out to Fred.
Cease and desist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, T-shirt, Vintage Yacht Club. That's my brand. I got a brand called Yacht Club.
It almost
no
it almost
shit.
looks, when you're looking at the material, it almost looks like a sweater.
The man of many hustles.
Yeah, it's like a sweater, like
Yeah.
hoodie
Mhm.
type
I like it.
vibe. Just some little casual shit.
And
That's
then what about the hat?
cozy.
What is that?
Yo, the hat. I actually think this is from my homies out in LA. I got a skate team, and I think some of my homeboys.
Oh, that's sick. Do you skate?
Yeah. Nah, I don't, but I love skaters. I love the athleticism. I love
Okay.
like how tough they are. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
Like a lot of my skaters break their arms and keep skating and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I really fuck with them. So I just kind of like got a bunch of skaters out in LA that go crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah. I saw Little Rach busted out a skateboard at the Champs convention.
know.
Oh shit! Let's go.
I got my board. It's in my car right now. Actually, it's a little cruiser board. It's a land yachts. It's kind of cute. It's got like a monkey. And it's a space monkey.
Oh, fire!
It's
Yeah.
really cute. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if we want to go there, but me and her took a drive to LA one time, so she told me some information.
Uh huh.
She said I got ran over by a skateboard before.
I had a brain injury when I was 18.
She
There's
told me
there's
that,
a
and
story
yeah, she's-
to it.
Yeah, so there's
There's a
levels, and I'm
story to it.
like, how do you get ran
Ran
over
by
by
a-
a skateboard?
All right, if
I
you
thought
want to go into it
I
real
thought she
quickly.
I thought she was high.
No,
I'm
literally, I
like-
was holding on to the back of my car. My
They're
friend's driving my car at this time.
they're
I'm
doing
like
some
18
Baltimore
years
shit.
old.
Yeah.
You know, we're cruising throughout the neighborhood. We're about to go home, and then I'm like, I'm holding on, and I'm starting to get the speed wobbles, right? So I was like, oh, fuck, dude. So literally,
Speed wobbles.
I tried holding onto the back of the car as long as possible. That didn't end up working out. So when I fell, I hit the ground. And then as soon as I hit the ground, it's a crazy thing, right? I don't care if people don't believe me, but literally my consciousness like flew out of my body, right? So I'm literally now like projected above my body, like looking down on it. And then my friend was riding his longboard behind me, right? Because we were cruising throughout the neighborhood. So he was riding his longboard behind me, and I like watched this happen. He like ran over my head like right here. It was a really unfortunate situation because I had to deal with the pain for like 5 years.
But
But
did
nonetheless,
the skateboard go over the head?
oh,
though?
dude,
That's
it
the
was
part
so
that
fucking. It happened so fast that it was just like he was like I was right there and he was just like right behind me. So there was no way that he could have moved out of the way.
Right.
And it just happened,
Couldn't he
and
have
then
did,
like
a kickflip or some shit right there?
Yeah,
Shouldn't he have,
he
like,
should've
yeah,
ollie.
like-
dude, not like that. You know, that shit happens fast.
Yeah,
I
she
mean, that
told
would have
me
been
that.
cool
I'm
though.
like-
One of my
but-
skaters would have saved the day. They would have they would have made sure you.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's definitely. I'm like, that's shit we would do in Detroit. We would do the
I would cruise down the fucking like parking decks. Like that's what we did
on ice.
Like,
grab on the back of bumpers.
shout out to my
and barefoot
homies.
And be
fucking
surfing.
miss you guys.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
little-
so it was a crazy experience, but
But you're here now. You're good
I'm
now?
here now.
No headaches?
Had to deal with a lot of like trauma and issues and stuff like that.
Is that
but
why you started smoking weed? I hate
you know,
when
the weed
people say
helps,
weed's
but,
medicine.
No,
Weed
I
is
actually
not
started
medicine.
It's not?
smoking
Damn.
heavy when
No,
I got
listen,
healed more.
It's like
but
saying it, so they're
no.
like, oh yeah, I'm doing it for healing. Do a bump of cocaine. That should.
yeah, what is that gonna heal my soul?
That shit will heal you too.
Oh my gosh,
Damn.
might fix my heart a little bit, make it pump a little faster.
Yeah.
Feel something.
Yeah, I feel
Just
something.
kidding.
Okay. All right,
I'm
okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I tried to go. I tried to go through the weed thing.
Yeah.
You know, I dibble dabbled, but just for me, like it like I was like I always thought like maybe once you get a tolerance,
Right.
because I do it and I like it, but then I get stuck. You know, like I have a tour bus.
Right.
We went to EDC and this dude was like, "Yo, you want to try a dab?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." So he had one of them little Puffcos.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
the thing I liked
love
about it is
it.
I'm not a smoker, so I like how it was just like poof
Yeah,
right
right.
in there.
Yeah, I'll try a dab.
Bro, I sat on this bus for 2 hours, couldn't fucking move even a foot. And I was sitting in the back of the bus with these girls, and all I could think about was I wish one of them would come up here and just grab me and pull me back there because I couldn't feel shit. And then one of them finally went to say something to the
that's so
driver,
funny.
and I wanted to reach out and grab her, but my hand wouldn't even move.
Damn.
And I'm like, bro, it kind of fucked my EDC up because I was on a pill too at the time. But
True.
I was like,
That's
no
what
more.
happens when you go past your weed tolerance.
That's what I
Good
said.
gosh.
I was like, no
That's
more
crazy.
dabs.
Those dabs are different though. Those dabs are.
you smoke dabs?
I mean, I've hit a dab before.
You've hit it. Okay.
But yeah, like I said, them dabs are legal ass like sitting still. So sometimes
Yeah.
I don't
That's
really
not
smoke.
your thing. You're like
Yeah.
more of like a flower guy.
Yeah, more flour for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. I saw you had like something going on with this like cannabis. You're like starting your own brand.
Yeah. I dropped
What's
the
up with
brand.
that?
I did a couple like kind of exclusive brand drops.
Ooh.
I haven't really started like everything, but I have a farm called Nuclear Farms, and then
Okay.
I
Ooh, I like
did
that.
I did one drop that was actually called Nuclear S'mores. I did it while I was
Ooh,
on tour
shit.
with Kid Cudi, and then I just recently did a strand called Megabyte. So I kind of
Ooh,
just
I
do
like
like
that. I'm
these
gonna need some of
exclusive drops and stuff like that. But yeah, we got some more stuff coming.
That's
So
dope.
how is it working with Kid Cudi?
Yo, awesome. Yo,
Shout out to Kid
shout out
Cudi,
to Kid
man.
Cudi,
I was wondering, like,
incredible guy, great
Kind of
personality.
disappeared for a
great
minute,
gentleman.
man. I was like, what the fuck? I
Yeah,
was really
yeah.
into his shit, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
laying low for a while. You know, a lot of people know him for a bunch of shit day and night. A lot of really cool records.
Yeah.
and stuff
Is he
like
from
that.
Chicago?
No, he's from Cleveland.
Cleveland. Oh,
Yeah,
Cleveland,
but close
Ohio.
though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's similar.
yeah. Bone.
You got like a
Yeah, the first CD that I ever got was Bone, East 1999.
Yeah. Have
yeah.
you ever met a guy named Jamie Adler?
I'm not sure.
Oh, his brother was Steven Adler, the drummer from Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
but
crazy.
what was funny is he went all hip hop, so he was like Bones tour manager,
Oh,
Ice
shit.
Cube's like. But I tell people this, and you probably know this. I said behind every big rapper is a goofy ass white guy. I understand that clearly.
That's
that's
crazy.
facts.
Damn. Maybe I got to get bigger though, cause I don't got no goofy white boys around me.
Hey,
I gotta
I'm
be
gonna-
hey,
I'm
Drew's
gonna-
right here.
No, listen, I'm
What's up?
retired. I told people I'm like I can't. I might look a little younger, but I'm like, man, that tour life wear and tear on your
Yeah,
body,
tour life
man.
is crazy.
Wait, aren't
me and
you
Flip
on
just
tour
got
right
off tour.
now?
Nah, me and Flip was just on
Yeah.
this Kid Cudi
Oh
tour.
shit.
Yeah, and I'm about to do the Who the Fuck is Strick tour. That's gonna be coming up soon. But
Nah,
yeah.
Oh my
that's gonna
God,
be
Hugh.
crazy.
Tell him what your handle is on Instagram since you just
What's
said
your
that.
handle, Hugh?
Oh, we don't want you.
We don't want Hugh. Hang on, I thought it was.
Oh, we
what
don't
you
want.
said.
Oh yeah.
What did you just say?
Who the fuck is
yeah,
Strick?
who the
Who
fuck
the
is
fuck
Strick?
is Strick?
Yeah.
So when he says that, we don't want Hugh. I'm like, it's kind of reversed.
This is
Can
that's
you
gonna
say
be
who the
it
fuck
though.
is
Yeah,
Strick?
yeah.
Like that's
gonna
gonna
be hard.
yeah.
Well, they
I
want.
love that.
Because
Thank
then
you,
they
thank
want to
you.
I
know
love
who
that.
that is. They want.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Yes.
want to know who it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what you were saying earlier.
Let's
You were
go,
alluding to
dude.
like a lot of people kind of know who I am. A lot of people kind of don't. So it's like, what rock are you living underneath that you don't know who Strick is?
Yeah.
That part.
No, I know. That's what
Let's
it's.
go. Bring it to the light.
What was crazy was we've never been. That's why I laugh on that when Machine Gun Kelly dissed him about his selfies.
Right.
Like the whole phone shit and all this stuff. It was new to me, and I mean I had a true management page,
Right.
and some fuckwad fucking stole it from me.
Oh shit.
And then one of these people and then was
Oh,
trying
gosh.
to sell it back to me, and I'm just like, bro, I got 30,000
Typical
followers.
scam.
right.
But yeah, he's like,
Oh,
and he's
gosh.
fucking with me, and I'm like, bro, listen, man, I'm like,
Oh shit. Oh wait.
yo.
Speaking of
Yeah,
scams.
Yeah.
it's been going around.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I heard that,
Dude, this
I
is the day 4 of this. This is fucking nonsense.
They gonna send me a million.
I'm
or
having
what?
trouble communicating with the system. When
Hey,
the link is restored, your session will resume. Yeah, when.
yeah. So how much
Literally when.
money you got in the machines?
They
Well,
no, the
Damn.
hackers said they like, hey, MGM, pay me 15 million and we'll restore everything. Like we'll get you guys back to normal.
That's what they said?
MGM was like, nah, fuck that, because it happened to Caesars before, and Caesars paid 15 million.
really?
So yeah, Caesars paid 15 million because these Russian hackers
Oh
fucking
my
hacked into the
God.
system, and so they're like, okay, here's 15 million, because these guys are losing 13 million a day. Okay, it's been 4 days.
Wow.
Imagine if they would have paid and then just got it over,
Yeah, now
right?
you're 60
But at the
million
end of the
down.
day, would you
Was it-
would have
hold
really
on.
got it
The
over?
Wall
Because now we
Street
have
Journal
all this
later
data.
reported Caesars paid about half of the 30 million demanded by the hackers. Yeah, so my hacker, he only demanded 2,500, and I told, I tried to listen.
It's a bargain.
I tried to go.
Yeah, right? Dude,
I
you're in
tried
the
to go
clear
the
for that
route.
one.
I said, look, bro. I said I'm not on social media heavy. I said I have pictures of my kids on there. I'm like, can I please have my page back?
Right.
And he's like, no. So I'm like, you motherfucker, man. So I was fucking with him, and I said, hey, you know our security's FBI, CIA. I'm like, I'll show up at your motherfucking house. He's like, do it.
Yeah.
And so he
yeah,
just
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing. And he's WhatsApping me, talking
Yeah, I'm
shit.
about to say,
Oh
yeah.
my god!
And then this is what's kind of weird. This is how it ended.
he's like in another country.
He shot
It's like
me
1
down to
a.m. there.
1,500. He goes 1,500, and I'll teach you how to do this to people. And I go, bro, I don't want to know how to do this to
Jeez.
people. And then I was like, you know what, man? I don't even give a fuck. I don't even like social media. And so then he put on my picture. He changed my picture, and it still said true, but under it said everyone's time's up.
Oh shit.
And I was like, so he
What?
left me on that note, and then boom, my page disappeared.
That's sketch,
Wow.
dude.
Yeah, so I'm like, but man, that's fuck. I've been hearing that.
Don't trust the hackers. Don't click on random links, and
I
yeah,
think
don't
it's-
get yourself involved in
does that come
random
from porn?
bullshit.
Yeah, don't-
Those links come from Pornhub? Is that where
I don't
those people get
know.
on
You
there?
know, maybe I don't know. Who
Hey,
knows?
All Pornhub
some
links aren't
some
bad links.
rando hacked me. They were trying
Dude,
to-
why
they were
is
trying
everyone
to-
get hacked?
Well, they were trying to leak like my nudes, and I'm like,
You have nudes?
Wait, Hugh, come
Wait.
on,
You
bro.
have
Wait.
Hugh, come on, man.
Where's your nudes at?
oh, my phone's just full of me fucking people.
Oh,
Full
Jesus.
of bitches, man.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Like, they were trying to extort me.
Getting
with
spicy
this.
now. Okay.
Hey, this had to be an X if they're extorting.
Oh my
me.
god! So they're
Getting
trying to
extorted.
extort me. And they're like, we're gonna leak these dick pics, and I'm like, please, it's a great. I take great angles and stuff. Show
I'm
show
actually
as many people as
proud.
possible. Like, get it out there.
I love
Oh my
Like, it's
God.
like,
Hugh wanted
like, I
publicity
don't
for
have
That's
sure.
so
money, but,
funny.
You know, if you leak the dick pics, I might have money.
yeah, yeah. Hugh
Damn.
wanted the publicity
I might
for
get
sure.
famous for this.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been saying this. Everybody that sees that spear on the strip,
Yeah.
someone needs to hack that and put Pornhub on that
Oh,
shit.
that'd be
Oh my gosh,
crazy.
I'm waiting for the day
Alright,
for somebody
yeah.
to hack
I
that.
just
Like
got
not
tickets
saying like
for
that,
the
but like
opening night.
totally
Yeah, that's
At
spirit.
at this
man.
point in time.
Who do they got there for the opening night?
It's U2. And then they're
U2.
doing a
Goddamn,
they're doing a
U2's
movie
always in that shit.
thing. That's what I'm going to. I'm going to the premiere, the Darren.
Do you have extra
Aronofsky movie.
tickets?
I've won.
Uh-oh.
So,
Rock, paper,
Uh-oh.
scissors for this shit.
Oh, this is getting serious.
Yeah, spear. So you two, man. Them motherfuckers, they always be trying to creep in on that first show shit.
Right.
But how many
Legend.
seats does that hold you? They already got enough concert.
14,000 or something.
Yeah, you too,
Oh,
man.
so
They-
it's
pretty big-
Dude, that
pretty big
sphere is
band.
fucking nuts.
It is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But
shit's
for the
crazy.
AVNs, man.
It's like
if-
a literal
Oh,
perfect
18,600.
so
Oh, 18,000.
how much is
say
that bigger
less.
than T-Mobile Arena?
Yes. I wanna
Mm.
say.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Damn. That's gonna be
It's gonna
lit.
be so immersive.
Did you
Just
ever do a
imagine,
show
like,
in
being
Detroit?
In the middle of that.
Yeah, actually, we did a show
Nuts.
in Detroit, and then after we did the show, I remember we actually went over to. You could probably tell me more. It was a studio where they said that the guys had signed Eminem.
The Bass Brothers.
Yeah, it was like two. Yeah, it was two brothers. When you walk into the
Yeah.
studio, it's like
Jeff,
two
Bad.
guys painting
Yeah.
on the wall. Yeah. So we went in there. I actually think I recorded a song in one of the rooms because one of my homeboys was from Detroit. I did a feature for him that night. But yeah, that was like I've only been.
Those
in Detroit
guys
like
are
twice.
they still got that studio popping.
Yeah.
I can't even think Ferndale. It's
Ferndale,
in a
okay.
city called Ferndale. But
Yeah, they said it was like 7 Mile or something, right?
yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah.
No, not more 9 Mile.
9
but
miles,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah. So people always wonder about 8 Mile. You know, like what does that
What's up with
mean?
all these miles?
8 Mile is basically all strip clubs, but
Mhm.
it's on one side is the suburbs and the other side is Detroit.
Right.
So they always say if you're going to sell drugs, do it on the other side because the police in Detroit would just beat your ass, take your drugs, and go on. But then you get it on the other side. But really, it's just a street. It's a street of strip clubs, but that means it's 8 miles from downtown Detroit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
okay.
as you get closer,
Oh.
that's what it is.
Okay,
So,
Okay.
fine.
but 7 miles, 7 Mile was a super deadly street. But
Oh, whoa, wait, is this
this
is
is
the
in-
sphere?
That's
Yeah.
inside.
It was the inside.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
wow.
Hold on, let's see this.
So is the whole walls gonna be oh my god.
That's crazy.
So see, you could come in on that elephant.
Oh,
straight-
my
Yeah, I know, right?
gosh.
Yo, we gotta set me up. Yo, we gotta find out who got this going.
Oh wow,
Oh,
dude! Imagine like
Jesus.
AI concerts here with like different rappers or different
Yeah, real
performers.
quick. How do
Like,
you feel? How do you feel about
that'd be
that AI
fucking
stuff?
nuts.
About the AI, like the songs or what?
Yeah, the people doing the.
Yeah, I'm not really
Or
too fond of that. You know?
somebody-
yeah,
who-
that's gonna
who's
take
up
away
for-
like the ghost
Who are
writer
they-
or
who are they
writers
saying
or
is gonna
just
get a Grammy. Drake
so
and
many-
who?
like
Drake
people
and-
in period.
Drake and somebody did a Drake and something else.
Yeah,
AI,
yeah. I heard there was a conspiracy about that.
and it's gonna win a Grammy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. 'Cause I heard that the industry
Can
it's
you
like
look
they're
that
back
up,
and-
Hugh?
They're back and forth about like allowing it and not
Drake,
allowing it.
Drake and somebody else.
Mhm.
They AI'd their
It was
voice.
the weekend.
The Weekend, yes. What's
Yeah,
the
I don't think
consp-
they'll let that happen. Yeah.
They better not, man. I mean, if they take
Right.
if they take that away from people,
Because that takes away like real talent.
yeah, I
It's
just
like,
had.
oh, it's literally a robot. Like
Yeah.
it's literally
Yeah,
a
right.
program.
They just had a ruling on this that
Yeah,
said
that's what I was
that AI doesn't belong to anybody, and the content AI generates doesn't belong to anybody, so you can't copyright it. So there's no credit that can be given. So there's no awards that can be given
Right.
because the copyrights open to anybody.
That'll really
Okay,
fuck
but what
up
if
the
someone
music
takes
industry.
the AI and puts it under their name? They're
Yeah,
like,
well,
"Oh,
shout out
this
to
is
D-
me now."
If you take it and tweak it yourself, then you can claim.
Fair, yeah,
you know,
just that's
then
true.
you
Yeah.
claim that you did something with. But if it's something that was generated directly by the AI, then it's
Well, I heard they
Creative Commons.
I heard they
but
spoke to the
that's it.
whoever owns or whatever the president of the Grammys, and they said that they were gonna let it go. They were gonna let it go.
Whoa, That shit
Like,
would be crazy.
It would
Yeah.
be
They
crazy.
did that. What the fuck?
They would do. They would. I just
Better
don't.
turn yourself into a mini AI.
Yeah, I
No.
have something.
Be like,
figured
yo,
out.
what's up? I'm Strick, and you could pay this amount of money, and I'll ghostwrite all the songs for you.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I had shout out to DJ Swamp. So Swamp was Beck. I don't know if you remember Beck from
No.
back in the day.
Yeah, the group.
that
right?
song "I'm a Loser,"
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
So it was his DJ, but he writes for a lot of people too. He was a DMC world champion, but he said he wrote a song when he was 15, and he's like, I think he goes, can you get this to Dr. Dre? He's like, I think he'd like it. And I was like, send it over. I said, if it's whatever. So he AI'd it in Dr. Dre's voice, but I'm listening to it, and it was just so fucking weird. And I was like, bro, this is Dr. Dre, like the young Dr. Dre. I
Right,
said, you
right,
understand he don't sound like that no more? And I go, and even the way that song is going, that's from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, you're not
bro.
gonna talk
the
about
style's
the right
out,
stuff.
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, and then I was like, can you sing it yourself and send it
Right.
like that? I go, cause I was like, I can't even pass shit on like that, cause it's just weird. I'm not a fan of it. I hope they get that shit the fuck out of here. That would just totally. What does that say? Grammy
We'll
clarifies
see about that one.
ineligible. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Let that. shit
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus. if they-
Ineligible for a
Fuck.
Grammy, but they can still
I
make
mean,
money
you've seen
off
some
it.
crazy shit. I mean, you've been in the industry in and out, so I mean, you've seen AI come around now after seeing like real talent like Eminem and everybody like that. Do I bet
It's-
you're probably like, what the fuck too?
I'm like that just anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like one of the
Different
first times
Yeah.
one of the first times I like really caught wind is somebody had hit me up from New York, and they're like, "Yo, we got this dude, man. He's quick money grab. You know, I think you'd be perfect with him." And I was like, send it over. And so it was Tekashi 6ix9ine, and the girl that I was dating at the time, I'm like, "Yo," I said, "Who the fuck is Tekashi 6ix9ine?" And she's like, for what? And I was like, I guess he doesn't have no management. And he's got all these #1 songs or whatever. Bro, I watched one interview on him, and I was like, nope. I'm like, I'm too old.
I don't want that to represent me.
I'm too old, but I couldn't figure out, like, he had like 9 #1 songs, and I'm like, they were all trash. And I was like, but
the industry has changed.
It has changed. It's evolved. So, I mean, one thing that I try to do now is I just try to stay open to everything.
Right.
Like, I don't understand it, but I'm like, it's, all this tuning and stuff. I'm like, but it's what's cool right now. It's just a different era.
What do you say about that, Strict?
I mean, I was gonna say even like a good example of that is Young Thug, right? I mean, a lot of people probably heard him and was like, "Yo, what the fuck, Stoner," But then like now he's one of the most influential artists of our time, and
you didn't put any on your voice, did you? Did you
Auto-tune?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I use like auto-tune for pitch correction because it's like auto-tune like T-Pain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shout out to T-Pain, but it's like
there's levels to the
it's
shit.
Like, like he goes like uses it a lot, but then me I usually use auto-tune just for pitch correction. There's a lot of humanize on my voice, so it kind of sounds just like how it sounds right now.
That's dope.
Yeah, no, because I watched the song I think with You Thug and Kid Cudi.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, the vocals are good.
Thank
tight
you. I
on
appreciate
that.
that. Yeah, I try to cut through on that for sure.
Yeah, so man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a different time. I'm used to, like I said, being from Detroit, you get a lot of real deal MCs.
Right.
But it's kind of like saying here, there's a lot of music people here now in Vegas, but there's no culture.
Right.
So like in Atlanta, Detroit, you could go somewhere. And if you're tight, they're gonna say you're tight. If not, they're gonna boo your ass the fuck out of there. And I'm like, I feel people need to do that. So I always say there's a lot of good, tons of people have moved here. I heard, was it Sindog just moved here from Cypress Hill Exhibit?
Oh, dope.
Some Johnny Richter from Cottonmouth Kings.
Oh, fire.
He's out here. Man is out here.
I mean, that was definitely one
here.
of the reasons why, initially why I left Vegas was just because, Vegas is one of the biggest cities, transient cities, a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of culture within Vegas. But as far as music and the scene and like that, it wasn't really anything going on. Like a celebrity might come in town, you can hang out with them for the weekend, kick it, exchange numbers. But after that, they're going back to LA or New York or wherever they were. Yep. So when I got to Atlanta, it was a much bigger, change of pace as far as being able to connect with other artists and being able to make things actually happen. Because you could build relationships and keep the relationships going. That's
what I said with, when they were asking me about doing a show here, I said, the reason why I preferred Vegas over LA is I said, LA is really spread out. But I'm like, when people come to Vegas, they don't come here on that bullshit. I'm like, people don't come do a show and then go hang out at the nightclub.
Right.
They'd rather do something like this. And I'm like, I've had really good luck, whereas in LA, everybody's just kind of all over the place.
Right.
So I know they've had some, a lot of hard time getting, we've been destroying them out there in LA on guests. But I'm like, guests in Vegas, they're over the bullshit.
Right, of course.
So they want to spend their free time rather than sit in the room. They'd rather do this than, they're not going to perform and then go fucking to Hakkasan and hang out afterwards.
Something
most
quality,
of them, most of them aren't.
You got any future plans for being here in Vegas?
Actually on the way here, Flip and my boy Flip's here. He does a lot of creative direction for Crown and Sword and just helps me out with a lot of shit. But we were actually talking about putting together a showcase out here. My label, we're about to do like a compilation, like with my artists and everything like that. And so we're just kind of thinking maybe doing like a compilation, kind of like release party here.
Ooh.
So definitely we might be planning an event soon, even if you guys want to get involved with it.
Any ideas where you would do something like that?
Something small, intimate, maybe like 100 capacity, like kind of vibe or something like
that. Super James, there's a place out here called La Jolla.
Shout out to La Jolla.
It's kind of like a Hispanic bar, but they had I want to say, was it Frankie J?
Yep.
But it's kind of just what you described. Okay. I mean, it's got a beautiful stage. It's a cool little, super in the hood, but it's a cool little venue. I've seen a few acts there, but I could see something like that going off there. There's not a lot of venues here. I mean,
right.
I had a girl.
It's either a venue or a house.
Or a house. Rachel's house. Let's go.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. So when I first moved here, I had this girl. I was like, is there any like hip hop spots out here? And she goes, oh, there's a little local thing going on at the Hard Rock on the Strip.
Oh yeah, they used to have that.
Back when the Hard Rock.
Bro, we go in. Yeah, we go. No, not the old Hard Rock. It was the one that was on the Strip.
Corner,
So we went there, and of course, it's super young kids, but fight breaks out. I get fucking maced. It's like my first week in Vegas. I'm like, did I just get maced at the first hip hop concert club or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, we definitely want no nonsense.
You're like, this
wherever
is
we
home.
go.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I just,
Kidding.
the,
Yeah,
the
no, for
strip
real,
the
though.
strip is very weird. Venues are very weird about hip hop out here, but that one in particular, I think, would be the
Right.
best.
Okay.
So, what future plans do you have before we
right
wrap
now,
this up?
I'm actually here working on new music. So, I've got some pretty big records on the way right now. Working
Any
on
big
my sophomore
artists?
album. Yeah, actually, I mentioned in the Rolling Stone article, me and Travis Scott have an insane record on the way. Me, Thug, and James Blake have some records on the way. Me and Future have some crazy records
Let's
on the way.
go.
So,
Who's your favorite artist?
to work with or just in
Just
general?
like coming up, like influence wise.
It's crazy. I was kind of going over the other day. Like, obviously, I grew up on like a lot of Jay, a lot of 50 Cent, a lot of Tupac, a lot of Eminem, stuff like that. Big Pun, loved Big L. So like a lot of like classics, like a lot of New York rappers and stuff like that too. But
Nas.
Nas, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Nas,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
It's crazy to see like pretty much all those guys you name. You see them stand the test of time.
Right.
That's the hardest thing.
It
Like
is.
a lot of people are in and out.
Right.
And,
Staying relevant.
staying relevant.
Yeah.
And I always said, my it's not an influence, but my favorite rapper was Tupac.
Oh yeah.
And then I put M, and I always tell people it's not because I'm from Detroit, but just lyrically, I don't think people can touch M.
Right.
So I put him. There was actually a Rolling Stone cover with Tupac and Biggie. I actually tattooed it on my back, and I put Tupac and M.
Oh, that's fine.
And I just always wonder, man. I'm like, looking at stuff now, like if they would have been around, Tupac and Biggie both. And shout out to Gene Deal. That was Diddy's bodyguard at the time of all that. So he was there. We got him coming on the show. But I just wonder where those guys would have blended in.
Right.
Who would they have been fucking
Yeah, me
with?
too. I
Like
always wondered
how would they have blended with this death row thing?
Right.
It's just kind of an odd thing, but
It's interesting how like it all evolves over
yes,
time.
it's all
Yeah.
always evolving.
Yeah.
Who would you like to work with that you haven't?
But I haven't worked with
Yeah,
yet.
if you had to do a shout out to, I want to work with this guy.
I'm not sure, but I know that definitely like right now I'm more leaning towards like getting in with like Ariana Grande, Olivia Rodrigo,
Ooh.
like doing like more
Hey,
like
don't-
Like
pop music
female
type
vocals
stuff.
in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, her, and shout out to Mac Miller, one of my boys. He was with our Ariana.
Oh yeah, he
they,
was.
they had
yeah,
some
yeah.
songs.
Long live Mac. Yeah, Mac was super
Man.
cool, man. I remember like literally like a couple days before his passing, he was at our studio.
Oh wow.
We have a studio out in L.A. and like everybody usually pulls
Man,
up and was there.
I
shooting
like how-
basketball.
I like how he
Chilling,
shifted
Yeah,
to
you
like
never
that.
know.
Yeah.
He shifted to that old soul. Like I'm like, man, what would his music have sounded like?
Right. He
as
was
an-
super cool too.
Yeah,
Like,
like just once he got really instrumental, I'm just like, holy cow.
yeah.
But I didn't know, I always heard that Ariana Grande curse too, just like that Kardashians.
Oh man, well, we might have to chill on that one. But nah, she's super dope. I love her vocals. I think she's super
Yeah.
incredible.
So-
But definitely, there's a lot more pop stars I'm looking forward to working with.
Cool.
That's awesome.
All right, well, where can people find you at?
You can go on Instagram and it's just Strick, Strick, and then the same spelling for Spotify, Apple, Tidal, all the DSPs. So
Okay,
Dope.
how about you, little Rach?
You can find me on the interwebs at LILRAYCH. Low Rach.
what is your OnlyFans?
yeah, where that's at?
It's the same thing, but I really don't use
fuck
it. I swear I don't use it. It's just
Yeah.
there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
Y'all
just
stay focused, man. Content coming soon, man.
yeah. She's like, I'm working on it. We'll get it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then you can just find me at just Green Room Radio. Like I said, I no longer have a page. I do have a little secret page, but I started
Ooh,
another
Vista.
page, TRU.E11EVEN. That's my daughter's name, 1111.
Oh,
But I found as I get older, I'm like, I can't keep up with two pages. So I'm just Green Room. And then what about you, Hugh? How can they find you?
They can find me at We Don't Want Hugh.
my boy Hugh.
You don't want Hugh.
Those hackers want your picture. Bro.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Well, peace out, y'all. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
You did.